So I'm heading into Wairere Falls in the Kaimais. I've never been there before, at least at the top lookout anyway. So I'm going to stay at the old hut site and spend the night there and have a look at the falls and then head down hopefully and be collected. So that's the plan. Join me if you will. That is one huge tree. This looks like a lovely place to camp. It's quite a large area. It's just off the trail. It's nice and flat and grassy. It's probably a good place. I think this is probably where the hut was back in the day before it was removed. I don't know if you can see, there's a square patch just there on the ground. It looks like where the hut may well have sat. So I'm just going to have a quick look around the clearing, decide where I'm going to pitch my tent. So I was walking around the clearing looking for a place to pitch my tent. And I could smell something pretty foul, pretty rotten. It was obviously something decomposing. And so I didn't really want to pitch my tent where there's something decomposing. So I had a bit of a walk. And obviously somebody has been up here hunting deer and he's been successful. And he's left his carcass just in the bush over there to rot. It hasn't brought the pigs on it yet, but with the smell, I imagine they're not far away. So not sure I'm going to stay in this clearing. As you walk around the clearing, the smell's basically covering the entire clearing. I saw another one, I don't know, a couple of 100 meters down there. So I think I might have a look down there and stay there instead, which is a pity because this is a nice place, but yeah, she certainly stinks, that's for sure. Yeah, well, I won't show you the rest of the carcass. It's not looking too pretty. So yeah, we'll have another look down there, see what we come up with. Well, I'm all set up now. That's me over there. It took me a while to find somewhere nice, I think. I'm about 7,500 meters away from that deer carcass, so there's no issues. Not many flies or anything around here. There were a million flies over there. What there is, though, around here are little sand flies, little midges, those little bastarding things that chew on you. So I'll be very glad to crawl into the tent with the mesh and get away from their biting. But if you can have a look, you can see I'm leaving the doors open tonight. There is a bit of forecast for a light shower, but it's pretty humid and hot now, so I'll leave the doors open on both sides. That'll let plenty of air come through, and it should be fine. It's getting a bit late. It's probably time for something to eat. It gets dark I don't know, 8:30 to 9 this time of the year. We're in high summer at the moment. Time, I think, to have something to eat, crawl into the sleeping bag. Well, actually I haven't got a sleeping bag, but crawl under the quilt and paint some Zeds, I think. The billy's boiling there. I've got one of my favourite meals, backcountry meal, beef stroganoff again. Tasty backcountry, really good. Got to be one of the best ones they do. Man, it's nice. Mind you, the thrashing around in the hills, it's always good to have something, isn't it? It's a nice spot to camp. It's actually a beautiful spot to camp. There's a river just down there, not too far away, about 2 minutes away, so great for water. It's a really nice sheltered spot, although you are pretty much close to the tops. There's quite a wind blowing, but it doesn't seem to penetrate down below into the trees like this, which is good. And tomorrow the plan is to go out via the Wairere Falls, so I'm going to follow the falls track down to the car park. But I am quite keen to have a look at the lookout and have a look at the falls. I've seen the falls from Matamata when it's rained a lot and you've seen the water coming across, and if you can see them that far away, they must be pretty impressive, so quite keen to have a nosy. So I use this billy as obviously a billy, but I also make my tea in it. So rather than having a usual 300 or 400 milliliter cup of tea, I'm getting half a litre of tea out of this. This is a 750 ml billy, and I like filling the thing up 3/4 and having a cup of tea, so cheers. Having such a big cup of tea just before bedtime, I'll probably be up 5 times in the middle of the night. Ah well. Well, good morning. Slept really well last night. Tent did a great job. I left the 2 side doors open so there's no condensation. It's dry as in here. There's about 1 million sandflies having a convention underneath the fly, and I was buzzed a few times by mosquitoes, but they couldn't get through the mesh, so all good. Nothing like a cup of Earl Grey tea to start the day off right. Cheers. Well, there we are, ready to go as usual. Leave no trace. So that's where I was, as you can see. Just a bit of flattened grass, no rubbish, nothing left behind for someone else to take away. Just remember, if you pack it in, pack it out. So now we're going to head off to the falls and see what they look like and have a nosy. Looks like the cloud, it's just a bit of mist really, and it looks like it's starting to burn off. So with a bit of luck, by the time we get there, it should be fine. Kaimai is quite amazing. Every now and then you come across some huge trees. I'm standing under a couple right now. Check out that beast behind me if you can. It is just huge. It's worth coming along and having a walk on these tracks just to see some of these trees. They are pretty impressive. Wairere Falls. I think someone's having me on, surely. Whoa, look at that. That's some impressive falls. I can see why everybody goes on about them, aren't they? Okay, so if it's not those, it must be these ones, surely. Alright, so I've made the lookout, and a little bit of morning mist. Obviously a bit early, so what we might do is just find a nice tree and settle down. Can't see this mist is going to be here for very long, to be fair. You can see it running up the side of the hill, and it is starting to clear out on the plains, so I suspect not long, maybe an hour probably, but anyway. So we'll have a bit of a rest, we'll sit here and we'll hope that this mist clears. So top of the falls, there we are. It's great views. Well, there it is, there's the waterfall right behind me. It's looking pretty good. There's not a lot of water coming through at the moment. We've had a week of dry weather, so very little water coming through. So that's the actual waterfall, not those other things I was looking at. Well, that's Wairere Falls. If you're in Auckland and you want a really cool backcountry hut to stay in, check out that video there. I'll see you over there. Take care.